Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we're right on time and so far so good. I'll wait for a few more to come on. Oh no, my phone's telling me it's going to die. I should have put a charger on. It's all right. That looks like it's going to die. It's all right. I don't need it. I can see my comments on the screen. Okay, we'll just wait and see. Hi, Del. Hello. First in. Hi, Cindy. Liz. Oh, yes, we have missed you the last few weeks. Have you been off travelling again? Possibly. Hi, Liz. Amanda. Okay, so what sort of week has it been? Oh, it's a bit of a funny week, isn't it? Hi, Anne. Honourable Helen. Is that like Honourable Helen? I'm sure it's just a typo instead of Hi, Helen. Hi, Nancy. So, oh, thank you. Hi, Caroline. Yeah, it's a bit sort of fresh, springy. Not that the weather's fresh and springy. We're back to cold and rain and hail again. Joe's here. Hello, Joe. Chris, hello. Marilyn, hello. For the ASA ladies that are here, you might not be here yet. There's a few of you here. I did put a post up late last night on the wrong group. Did it again today. Dark Mofo have just announced their dates. They're coming back in full force next year, exactly on our ASA dates. So it just might be an idea to, even though the dates aren't confirmed or the venue's not confirmed, but both venues I'm looking at have those dates free. So it might just be worth looking at some accommodation before it gets heavily booked out and the prices all go up. Okay, and if you can get refundable accommodation through hotels.com or bookings.com, even better in case you change your mind. Karen, hello. Jane, Amelia, hello. Amelia, who is not really Amelia, but hello. We won't give your secret away. Yeah, we'll just wait for a few more. So I hope to have the ASA details locked in by the end of the month. But yeah, one venue's yet again a bit slow in getting back to me, which is not a good sign. Yeah, so I'm heading away tomorrow on my Big Bubbles tour. Hi, Caroline. Hello. So managing to squeeze the live in tonight, and then Joe and Donna and Lauren are holding the fort. It's not actually a work trip for a change. So yeah. Hi, Sharon, Rosie, hello. Maureen, Christine over on YouTube, Elizabeth, hello. All right, so we've got a few here. I think Jo worked her way through all the orders and the tour catalogues from last week. Some she's holding for when you've got things coming. Hello, Karen. I think the rest was all sorted. Hello, Trish. Can't stay tonight. We're on Baby Alert. Oh, how exciting. Let me know because I'm going to be away this weekend. So you'll have to make sure you post something. Well, as soon as you're allowed to post something or, message me privately. Oh, that's a bit early, isn't it? I think that's a bit early. That's all right. Hope it all goes well. Very exciting. Kim, hello. Naomi, Sharon, hello. Now, Jeanette a message just came in from Jeanette, but I think she might be on the wrong one. I don't think she's on us live because it's not showing up in here. Susan, hello. Okay, lots here tonight. That's good. We haven't got Janet from the UK yet. She might not be awake because it's early over there for her now. So, what have I got to show you? Oh, gin first. We've got to have gin. Yes. Now, someone suggested me the other day, and I don't know why I didn't come up with it myself, that I should do a, hi Fiona, I should do a gin stitch club next year. So with each mail out, you get a little Tassie gin tasting and a stitchery. So who'd be up for that? I know you don't all drink gin and that's fine, but if I can get enough interest, then I might start approaching the distilleries and see what they can do for me. And then I just have to come up with 6 stitcheries, which that's all right. I can manage that maybe. I'm trying not to over promise myself next year, but I can just do stitcheries. This one's not open. Sorry, I should have opened it before. Yeah, I know there'd be some of you would like it, maybe. oh, Maureen would. Okay. To keep it, reasonable expense. We'll just see if we can get like a little bottle like that of each one, just taste different ones. And then a stitchery, and your stitcheries will have lots of flowing lines because you'll be nice and relaxed and calm. Yeah. Anyway, so that might be a bit of so tonight we're having the other Spring Bay one that I went to. Well, that's what I'm thinking, Jackie. This is just their Spring Bay normal dry London gin, which I've had before, and it's really nice. And actually, I should have got some cucumber with it because I know it's nice with cucumber, but I've got some lime. And because I had so many limes from my tree and from my friend's tree, I just slice them up and put them in the freezer, like in wedges, so I can actually just throw them in as an ice cube and lime as it melts. So I will investigate that idea. I've got a few relationships with a few of the gin distilleries that might be able to come up with something. I'd say I'll need about at least 50 to make to get a viable price from them. Hello, Carly, cousin Carly Ann. Hello. Oh, you can have gins and stitch too. All right. So this is the Spring Bay Mill, just their standard gin. Stitch gin, yeah. I'm thinking I have to come up with a name, but that was one that I'd come up with, Naomi. So feel free to throw out some names there of our gin club. So gin stitch, stitch gin, something like that. I don't think, I just have to check, but I don't think there'd be any issues with me on selling alcohol. Like, do you need a license to on-sell alcohol? If it's like me buying a gift and giving you a gift. So I think the license is already there from the distillery. Hi, Joe. Hi, Gwen. Yeah, if it's just a little one, Sharon, and you just get to try it. And maybe I could put maybe if I'd ask the distillery each for a cocktail recipe too. So like what to put it with and how to drink it. I could try that as well because most of them have that already. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Rhonda. Ange. Hello. Joe. That's just a really nice, refreshing dry gin. I like the Spring Bay. I know I've had it before and it was finished. It was all gone, so that's why I got some more. Yeah. Hi, Wendy. Yeah. Now, I was meant to tell you last week and I forgot. So I think I did. I shared it last night. Hi, Marlene, Janine, Diane. Hello, Maureen. Yeah, that's right, Maureen. Then that should work then, shouldn't it? So yeah, you're just paying for the club, that get around it that way. Yes, I'll just have to check the legalities, but I actually think it should be all right, surely. Now what was I going to say? Oh yes, I forgot to mention to you last week the travel company let me know that there's only 5 spots left for the cruise. So I did share their post yesterday. So if you've been procrastinating and thinking about the cruise but thinking you've got over a whole year yet, yes, you have, but there's only 5 spots left. So, and although they said quite often some people pull out at the last minute when they have to pay the balance, they can only reserve our amount of cabins for so long before they have to let them go to other people. So if you're thinking about it, contact Travel Right and have a chat to them about it, getting your deposit and getting the spot, because there's only 5 spots left now. So I don't know everyone. I know some people. Sharon, yes, maybe I have to. You know how it pops up? I know when I go to a distillery website, a pop-up comes and says, "Are you 18?" I mean, you just say yes, but I guess that covers them for that. I might have to do that. I will have to check. Yes. Okay. That's good. I do remember seeing those. The pop-up says, "Are you 18?" before you can enter it. So I think I can do a pop-up, but I will check the legalities on that. Hi, Adrian. Hi, Melissa. Whoops. Oops, never mind. It's all right. I last minute because I'm going away early in the morning, so I had 10 minutes to spare. So I went out and potted a whole heap of vegetables that I bought on the weekend stupidly because it was a nice day that needed to be planted before I go away. So that's why I was just here on time. Plenty of time to spare. Okay, so any ideas for our name for our Gin Stitch Club? Yeah, throw them out there. That's good. And what was I saying? Yes, the cruise. 5 spots left, so don't think about that. Now, I'll let you on a little secret. It's not confirmed yet, but if you've always wished to go to Japan on a stitching tour, cruise tour, then 27 that might be happening. So there's just a little clue there. No exact details. I know the approximate dates, but yes, Japan might be happening in 2027. Oh, excellent, Anne. Good. You'll all be all ready to go. We did get invoiced today for the next lot of Merry Little Christmas fabrics. So we're thinking they might come a little bit early. We are about to cut another whole new round of kits. We were going to have to substitute just a couple of them. We'd run out. So we might just see if we can find out when the fabric's actually arriving. And if it's in the next week, we'll cut the original ones and get them out before. We've really only got another week to get them out, so they're there to you in time. Maybe 2 weeks if you're in Australia. So they get to you in time. But we'll release a few more soon. Catherine, hello. Francis, hello. I think you might be new here, maybe. Possibly. What are you doing, buddy? Welcome if you are. So that's our gin. That's our notes that I had to tell you. Yep. Hi, Debbie. So what else have I got to show you? So one new fabric. Oops, Cheryl. Were you there last night? Yes, you were there last night. I looked at your things. It was all a bit of a blur. I had lots of hats to wear last night. The kits we are about to have cut have sold. We'll see after we have done them if we can release more. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Yes, okay, because we did put another 30 there we just have to cut. I have to do a lot of research, Sharon. Welcome, Francis. Yes, I need to do a lot of research and contact some friends who are experts. I mean, I've got a tour outline, but I can change anything that I want. So I'm going to do a bit of research because I will admit Japan will be new for me as well. So yeah, I'll get to experience all the wonderful things at the same time as the ladies on it. Hi, Karen. Okay, so we have some more William Morris. This is the Strawberry Thief in red. So the classic William Morris Strawberry Thief in the red colourway has just come in. These get re-released every now and then by Moda. They just select the classics and get the licensing to re-release them. So there's the Strawberry Thief. So that's a lovely classic William Morris is there. That's the only new fabric I've got to show you. I didn't have much. Hi, Judith. But we do have also, we had lots, but it didn't arrive. We thought it was going to be here for tonight, but it didn't arrive. A new Christmas, just in time for Christmas layer cake. This one is Snowman Gatherings by Primitive Gatherings. So if I just go a little bit closer. So it's Primitive Gatherings. If you know their work, they're generally always like navies and blues and dark, beautiful, rich colours. So it goes from nice small prints, little snowmen, stars, sort of an interlocking thing. So not totally Christmassy. You wouldn't have to use it for Christmas apart from the little snowman print. The rest of it's really not Christmassy at all. And if you had just a quick disappearing four patch or something like that you can use a layer cake with, this would come together very quickly into a lovely, rich navy and cream sort of quilt. So that's Snowman Gatherings. And I think Joe said we only have 4. Ah, okay, Adrian. Right. Yes. No, Peter. This one is just all navies and creams. So this collection, if that's the one you're talking about. So it's probably why we got it, because it's a little bit different, because, you know, typical Christmas is generally reds and greens. Not always, but yeah, the most common is reds and greens. But this is a bit classic. Very nice. So we've got a few of those. Now, we also have a couple of new patterns, but we've just got one to look at it, and then we'll be taking orders. So new Elizabeth Hartman patterns. Now, if you know much about Elizabeth Hartman, she always used Kona solids. And so we've sold lots and lots of her patterns because we stock all the Kona solids. She has just released a first fabric line with Moda. So she's moved to Moda. And hi, Carleen. Camping. Oh, it's going to be a wet weekend, though. It's going to be wet for us coming. We're coming up to your way, Carleen. And it's going to be wet, sadly. So, and with that, she's released a range of motor solids, which we obviously don't have and we're not going to get because we've got the full Kona range. So we'll have to do some conversions to Kona. But isn't this cute? Snuggly Sloths. I'm sure Lauren will be throwing this one in her to-do list. So we've just got the one to look at it. So we'll put it on the website and we'll be taking orders for that, and it'll be here in a few weeks. So that maybe some summer school, some summer downtime sewing on this one. Sloths, snuggly sloths, they're so cute. And then her big new release that came out with her fabric range, which is going to be, I think, the biggest pattern you'll see next year. I know there's a couple of people doing sew-alongs. And Bounty said with love. I think she's doing a sew along next year on this one. She quite often does them. Oh, half your luck, Karen. You be nice and warm there. Karen says hello from Fiji. She's earned a well-earned rest there. Beginning and end of treatment, Karen. That's a good way to do it. Ah, Isabel, I saw the other day. I thought it looked like you'd moved. So you've moved to Phillip Island. Oh, well, I hope you love it. You could have bought one of those block houses, or won one. Hi, Maggie. Yes, only 4.5 weeks. Yes, the kits shipped today, Catherine. So they're on their way. So this is the new pattern that she released with her new fabrics with Moda. And isn't it just to die for? So it's got little bears, little bunnies. That might be a cow. Yeah, I think it must be a cow, maybe. I don't know, or a dog, bears and bunnies. And then they've all got a little quilt each. So it's like 12 blocks. And these are just pieced traditionally, and then all the animals are pieced in her normal sort of method. Hi, Ellie. So it's a pretty thick book. It's a very big pattern. It's $55, but it's a very big pattern because it's a whole block of the month, obviously. There is the version, just the small quilt with 4 blocks on it, and then there's a little bonus project for a wall quilt. But fabric-wise, it's got her new fabric range on it, whereas... And actually, I just got the book today, so as in the motor book. So I was going to bring that in and show you, actually, see what else is in it. Yeah, but they would work in Kona solids as well. Around the corner from the way out of my budget, yeah. Unless you bought a raffle ticket and you won it as well, because they're back on in the raffle again. This time you can't take the cash; you have to take the house. Actually, and you get one at a time, whereas last time you could take the whole 5, I think. Yes. So one each of those. So they're going to be pre-order. I think they're on the website. I'll put the link up in a minute, but it might then say sold out. So I should have put more stock in there and just said pre-order. And remember, if you're ordering a pre-order and you're ordering other stuff, do 2 separate orders. Okay, otherwise it won't be shipped until everything comes. And that's fine, as long as you're aware that we won't ship twice. It'll be on the one order. It'll be all held until it all comes in. And then there was, I know. I just got this Biani pattern that I hadn't seen before. Oh, and actually, Joe, we forgot about those new Biani patterns. The the Chula pink jacket ones and that. They're there somewhere too. Okay, I'll have to show you those next week. This is called Pet Set. And I don't know. Surely we got more than one of those. We probably got 3 of those. I think we only got one of the others, didn't we, Joe? I think so. We'll have to reorder them because they are quite expensive. So I was getting some feedback first. So the Pet Set has like a little dog collar with all the sliders and everything on it, and a little like shoulder bag that have to put your keys, your phone, whatever in just a little shoulder bag. So it's a simple little one, but I thought that was cool. And I actually saw it on Market recently. They didn't come, so they're still on back order. Okay, we only got one of the Pet Set too. Okay, Joe's just saying. Actually, maybe they weren't ready yet. I think that was a pre-order too. Hi, Mary. Anyway, I was just going to have a look at the Pet Set. I thought we've got a lot of these sort of buckles and things. So I thought I could make a few dog collars. Bentley could have a nice. I've got pink ones of those. You get a nice, pretty pink one. Not very masculine for him, but anyway. Hi, Jeanette. Hi, Kayleen. A few latecomers there. So that's some new patterns. Now, the zipper jigs that I showed you a few weeks ago and we were out of stock, they're back in. So anyone that had those on order, they should be coming. And when I showed it a couple of weeks, I can't remember who, I did do a demo, but someone asked if I could do another one. So let's do another demo on that. So the zipper jig comes like this. Now, if you watch Chula Pink's Live Tuesdays, she used one of these this week because she's just got new zippers out with Sally Tomato, heap of new zippers, and she demoed using one of these that she got from So Sweetness, but it is a gypsy quilter product, so we've had them for a long time. So if anyone watched it on Chula Pink, don't get it from there, get it from us. Cold day in Mount Gambier. Yeah, cold here too, Rosalind. I didn't realise you're in Mount Gambier. There you go, just near home. All right, so anyway, I thought I'd show you again. So on this zipper jig, we go zoom, it says number 3 and number 5, and that's for the size zipper. So a normal dress zip is usually like a size 3, and the bag zippers that we're all using are size 5s. So this is a size 5, and the bag zippers are usually like all the Blaney zippers and the ones by the yard we have. They're a lot wider, so you've got a lot more room. It's easier to put into a bag, and you can either have it showing as a feature because you can get really fancy ones, or you can still stitch right up to the teeth and you just see the teeth. She did make it look easy, Melissa. Yes, it was lucky for her, though. I wonder how many takes she took because the first one she said, oh, it might not be perfectly perfect because she was trying to perfectly line up her variegations too, so you had to be a bit more perfect. So, and I know it's like every time you can do it 100 times, and the time you're demoing it, it doesn't work so well. Anyway, so there's a 3 and the 5, but I tend to use the 3 for the 5 size. It goes in, and the 5 I just find a little bit wobbly. So I don't know if they need some product feedback on that, but I just use that like that way. Okay, so you put it in like that. So it's back to front. I'm looking at the back of it here, the flat back of it, and the curved bit is to the top. And then you take your 2 pieces of zipper tape, and see at the moment that's right side up, but that's the back. So I need to flip those over so it's wrong side up, and the front of my zip is to the front of the pull. And then you just pop both ends in the 2 channels there. And I find the wider the V, the easier it is. So you just pull and it goes on like that. Okay. Now, and see how I've got my end, that was fluke. I've got my end really nice and even there. Now, when she was demonstrating, she zipped it straight off. But anyway, so this zipper by the meter or any of the ones that you get without the pulls on it, get a nice neat end trimmed on it. I've got a bit of a thread happening there. But as I said, right side of zipper facing away from you because the right side of the zipper pull is facing away from me. Okay, that's the back. There's the right side over there. Okay, the secret is to have it at a nice wide V. If you try and do it like that, that's when you struggle, okay? So a nice wide V like that. I'll try and turn it over a bit. So can you see there from the back? I've got it at a nice wide V, and then you just pull. And it slides through the zipper. Hi, Denise. Okay, so that's what the zipper jigs are, and I'm sorry I don't remember who it was that asked me to demo it again, but there you go. I've done it again, and that's how easy it is. Okay, a few weeks ago I did it with the pink zipper and the little pink butterflies or whatever they were, bows or butterflies. Anyway, this is just a little scrap I had of some zipper by the meter and a size 5 zipper pull. It is easy, Carleen. Now, these zipper jigs they're $30, so they're not, if you're only ever going to do a zip once, then, I wouldn't bother. I'd just go back to, using your teeth or using a fork or using something and just get there until you get it on. There is ways of doing it, but it tends to be a bit fussy and you can get a little bit frustrated sometimes, and it keeps fraying the zip, or it doesn't go in evenly, so you've got a big bubble in the middle. But if you make lots of bags and pouches and use lots of zippers and zipper pulls, then it's a very handy investment. And I must say, I just use it every time I'm using a zip now. It makes it so much easy. So I use it all the time. So that was a zipper jig. They are back in stock. And then there was one other new thing. The Blade Saver thread cutter. Let's go overhead again. See if I can get this open without damaging the... this comes in at $40. Okay. So this one comes with a little screwdriver. So you just undo that. You could just... you couldn't use a knife because it's got to go through there. Anyway, we need to unscrew it until we can get it open. Sure, that's what we're meant to do. There we are. All right, then I've got to work out how this works. So there's the top. No, there's the top. Then the screw. Then you put the little flower bit, and then you put your blade in there. Now I don't have a blade here. So when you put a new blade in your rotary cutter, the normal 45mm size rotary cutter, because it's getting a little bit blunt for cutting your fabric, but it's still got a bit of life left in it. So you put your blade in here, and then you so imagine the blade's in there, okay, and then you're going to put your screw in there like that. So when it's all apart like it was when I got it, that's just for storage really. So imagine that the blade is showing through there, so that each of these gaps it's showing the blade. Then you pop your case back together, and it's got little magnets in there, so they just pop together. And you can actually store extra spare blades in there too before you're throwing them out. Store them in there. And then that pops into there any which way you want. So let's do it so that we've got a slot at the top. And then if you imagine a blade was in there, and I should have bought an old blade up, I've got millions of them, then you just snip through the blade like that, nice and safe and snip. So if you're chain piecing like 100 half square triangle units together, you can just take both pieces and snip the threads through there. So they are in stock as well. Okay, so I'm actually just going to sit that back in there. I didn't actually need to unscrew all that, I don't think. Only when you're taking your putting your blade in. Okay, it just snaps into place when you've got the magnets matching. If it doesn't snap, it means your magnets aren't together. Put that in there. So they are also in stock. Okay. What else have I got to show you? Drink time. Yeah, there's been a few different versions around for a while, Adrian. There has been. Okay, so some new product ideas we're working on. So I thought I'd just get a bit of feedback, show you what we've been working on. And this is, some of them have come about because I have a secret project that I can tell you about very soon. And it's going to require some big circles. So instead of doing really big circles and applique paper, some of them I am doing the big circles and applique paper because we all know that is the most accurate, easy way to do it. But when they're big pieces of applique paper, the cost gets higher. Sorry, I just have to let Bentley out. There you go. So then you know me, I'm always trying to come up with something that can solve a problem. But that potentially could also be used for lots of other things. So anyway, let's go overhead. So the first one, now you know I've got my nested circle rulers, and they're all the little green rings that sit inside each other, and they're very good for designing and cutting and designing and laying out certain sizes because they're see-through, we've got markings on them, and they're really good. But anyway, I'm working on these prototypes, which is out of a mylar plastic material, so it can take a high heat. And there's 2 sets, so I think I'll put them all into one. But one is the 1-inch sizes, and I mean one is the evens and one is the odds. Because I couldn't just do half inch. I think it would be too flimsy. Hi, Julie. Oh, gosh, you're organised already, Julie. Well done. So, because I think if it was too narrow, it would just be too flimsy because it's not as strong as the acrylic ones. So I've done them in 2 sets. I don't know. I could try it in one and just see if it does work, because that would be a lot less plastic and a lot less, so it would be cheaper. But at the moment, hi, Helen. This is what I'm thinking. So what you would be able to use them for is you could trace on applique paper or on your fabric. Or you could also get like a big circle of fabric and do a gathering stitch around it and gather it around it, and then just with some steam and a bit of S press, just press down your edges so you got a nice full circle. One of the reasons I need it for, you actually have to do a circle of bias stem. And so my thought is really to sit that down, run your line of glue around the outside, basting glue, and then stick down your bias and hopefully keep it in a perfect circle. And because you can press on these, just turn my iron on. Now you can't just sit an iron on there forever. It will melt eventually, but you can press. So you could have your edges. You wouldn't even have to do the running stitch. You could just pull over and press and steam and get that circle shape for them. So that's my idea. That's the concept. It's got the little numbers on of the size. Now the size is the outside ring. Okay, so this is a 4. So that means that circle from edge to edge is a 4. And then, which means that this one here is a 2 in the center. Probably if I turn it over, it's got a 2 on it. Yes, it has. So I might as well leave you that bit. And then I've just put these dash lines a 1/4 inch out. So if you wanted to mark a quilting line, then I just thought might as well do that at the same time, because you never know. You might not use it and you might. Mandy and myself just have to organise flights for ASA. Okay. Still packing for the weekend, Mandy. What's this weekend, Fiona? You got one on this weekend as well. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's one concept that I'm playing with. What do you think? Do you think you'd use them? It just might solve a problem with my big project that's coming out. We just have to get the cutting perfected with the laser, because sometimes it leaves big brown smoke marks, and that means a lot of cleaning, and but more cleaning means more time, more bad back for poor shed guy, and it just is not viable labor cost wise then to do that, even though the material's not that expensive. It's the labor cost. So you can see here sometimes on this one we've got a little blackened edge where it's hit something underneath, and then it puts up smoke. Anyway, so then moving on from there, I thought, wow, Hopscotch Retreat in Axedale near Bendigo. I've not heard of that one, Mandy. Okay. Right. Right. So, unless you don't mind getting, but it doesn't look very professional if we send you ones with bits of marks on there. So then from that, I thought, right, well, so we have our Easy Out packs, which are pre-cut applique paper. But with so many more teachers and designers using the paper now in different ways, and having just had Kathy Dowdy down here for her organic applique workshop, and me having so many scraps of applique paper that you don't tend to use and you end up with bags and bags of rubbish, I thought, right, so what if I just do template packs that have just all random shapes, so all flower shapes, all leaf shapes, things like that. And you can use them on a tiniest scrap of applique paper to trace your shapes. Now, have I got any applique paper here? Probably not. Surely there's something here somewhere. There's not, but there's a transfer here. So the idea would be that you just on all your scraps, and you have to be really brave and be really organic. You can also use your scrap bag too, so your fabric scraps as well as your applique paper scraps. So you just trace. Oh, it's got no lead in it, maybe. No lead in that one. Let's try this one. Okay, so you would just on the inside, I've got a soft surface underneath that. On your applique paper, trace all your various flower elements and then cut them out, fuse them onto your scraps of fabric, and just create and make your own designs, like Kathy says, organic. I mean, they're not as organic as Kathy's, because she literally just gets a pair of scissors and cuts bits out. So I know a lot of people struggle with that, with the organicness of it. So you would still be getting like symmetrical or even, or you could have two the same, or you do a whole row the same sort of thing. So if you're someone who really struggles with organic, then this would help you get across that as well. But anyway, it might be a handy thing if you're an appliquer and you have applique paper scraps, and you have them all the time, and you have fabric scraps. And I'm a bit of waste not want not. When I've got time one day, I've got bags and bags and bags of all the offcuts from the kits they cut at the shop that I say I'm going to use and make into scrap quilts. Anyway, so I think they would be handy to have in your tool set. So there's one that's with lots of flower shapes. So like this is like a carnation petal and a normal sort of petal of a flower, little ones, the heart ones, a standard one here, all various ones. Now, I'm not sure if these are going to be the final sizes and the final amount of shapes, because I now have to look at how many I can fit on a sheet, what size bags they will fit into to be packaged nicely without us having to get specially made size bags, what size mailing packs they'll go in. There's lots to think about when you're developing your product. The labeling on it, the instructions, all the rest. But anyway, this is my prototype. So I've got that one. Then I've got, this one is all leaves, and that one's not popped out. That one didn't cut properly. So that's all just different leaf shapes. Okay, very handy. All different leaf shapes, big and small. I did do a circle one, but you can get those circle rulers with a lot more circles in it a lot cheaper, from China. that have all your measurements and everything. So, you know, circle one for me I'll use, but I may not do those. And then a heart one. And I'm sure there's others that I could do as well. Maybe birds, because a lot of people like to applicate birds. So maybe bird parts. Anyway, we've got a trade show coming up at the end of the month. And then I can design a template holder bag. Exactly, Julie. Exactly. I always need ideas. We've got the trade show coming up at the end of the month, so I'm just trying all of these new products. I shouldn't try them like the month before or the weeks before a trade show. They should be tried and tested before then, but we might just show you what's coming. Oh, and speaking of that, we chatted a few weeks ago about AppliQuick tools. I'm pleased to say that the first batch is on its way, so we will be the Australian distributor of AppliQuick tools now. We just get... we're just getting the tools themselves in at the moment. We're not getting the tweezers and the scissors and everything because we have to get a lot of each product. And I know myself that I don't use the other products, so we will just try that. Good point, Anne. I know the sheets are a specific size, so I might see how I can split them up to fit in. Well, the applique paper is letter size sheet, so A4 or letter size. Yeah, I'll look at that and see what fits. Of course, these circles have gone up to a 10-inch and they won't fit in any standard bag, so we'll have to get bigger bags for those. Don't know, Julie, yet on the cost of them. Very early days of prototypes and testing and brainstorming and working out what's best and what's new. What would be best used, the sizes. There's so many things to think about. But, yeah, early days, so they're the first prototypes. I'm sure there'll be lots of changes. We will try and have some samples ready for AQCM, which is the trade show, though. Not that you'll be there because that's trade only. So I probably won't have them ready for... I'm pretty sure I won't have them ready for Adelaide either because poor Shed Guy's got a very long list. And we can't overwork him or we'll lose him. Okay. All right. He's still working on Happy Box things. The last of the Happy Box projects were finished today. Well, finished by me. Last pattern written, photographed, and he started cutting. So still maybe 10 Happy Boxes left. So if you're still thinking about that, don't think too much longer because they are... they won't be... There'll be no extras after that, the Happy Boxes, and some of the things in the Happy Boxes are only for Happy Boxes, so you won't be able to get them afterwards. Okay, what else have I got to show you? Two more things. Is Donna here? I don't think Donna's here, but she wanted me to demonstrate the Fishbone stitch. If she's not here, she'll have to watch it on catch up. Now, my baby quilt. I call it the pink gingham baby quilt. So... set 1, set 2, set 3, and how many more shapes you can add. Okay, so you reckon that's a goer? Nicole, you think that's a goer, those ones? Yes. Yeah, I will call them sets. I know, Kathy sells sets of templates for her little people and things like that with all her organic applique ones. So, yeah, the list is never ending. Okay, so I have finished. Donna is here. Oh, good, she's here. She's just quietly there. Just quietly stalking. Donna, I dropped a panel at the shop today for you. So that will be there for you tomorrow. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so I finished all these. They're all appliqued on. They're all trimmed up, ready to put my sashings. And so I'm just going to do like a 1/2-inch border around each one in alternate colours, but only 2 colours. And I've got 3 colours of backgrounds. I didn't end up using the pink gingham because I thought there was a lot of pink already. Okay, so now we're auditioning what I'm going to use for the sashings, and I need your feedback. So I'm thinking half of them will be that, and then maybe half of them that, which is just slightly darker than that. Brings in the other green. My other option was this, but I think now that is too strong. Machine quilt rules have different sizes in sets. Yes, they can. Boxes be a postage choice for your template so they don't snap in the reprice sometimes. The plastic, the templates, sorry, I'm just reading Sharon's comment there. The acrylic nested circles, yes, they are fragile, and we have the really heavy box board on the back of them, and then they're shipped very carefully. These white ones, they're just like a plastic, so they'll be really strong. It won't be an issue. I would like a backing board in the packet, but that's going to add a lot to the packaging. So I need 2 colors because there's opposite on each one. You can't see actually my design layouts to know what I mean, but yeah, I think I agree with you. I had the green because it was a perfect match to that, but I think it's too strong. I think I'll keep it all pale, and so each alternate one will have that, and then next to it will be that. All right, I think I just needed some confirmation of what I was thinking, so I think we're thinking the same. So that'll be next week. I'll try and get that finished next week. We're not finished. I'll get it together and maybe start quilting it next week. I could do quilt as you go, but it's not huge, so I think I will. I think I'll just put it all together and quilt it. I'm not going to quilt it heavily. Yes, Susan. Maybe the green is the binding. I will audition that when I get to the binding. Yes, that would frame it. Or if I've got to know, say I could go back to the little multicolored gingham, but it's on white, and I think that would like what I used for these. I just noticed I've got a wrong one in there. I've got a spot with the ginghams. Never mind. No one's perfect, are we? Didn't think of a yellow, Adrian. Didn't audition a yellow. Well, I won't be getting till after my bubbles tour, so we'll see. Hello, Renee. Welcome. We're just about at the end, but you can catch up on replay. Okay, so my last thing was to demo for Donna the fishbone stitch, which I had a little video out last week, like a little reel came out last week or something. I do have the pink gingham I could use for the binding that I didn't use. That might work too. Although I did we had a lady who wanted to buy the whole bolt, and I said she couldn't have it until I decided if I used it. And I did tell Jo today she could offer it to her. Anyway, I will decide on that. I do like a stripe. Maybe a pink and white stripe would be good. Actually, if I had a multicolour stripe that had them all in it, now that would be good. Yes, it is Sharon. Exactly. Hi, Julie. Yes, if I had a stripe that had all those colours in it, could I be that lucky? Don't need a whole bolt of it because you'll all want it the same if I use it. I will look into that. I think a stripe would be nice. Anyway, okay, we're doing the fishbone stitch. So let's go overhead. We'll go overhead half. So there is a little reel of video of this if you look back somewhere on Facebook or YouTube. And I'm going to do it just in 6 strands just so that you can see it easily. Yeah, if I could be so lucky as to find a soft stripe binding that has all those colours in it. Let's see, I'll try. Jo, I haven't. Oh, you haven't offered it to her yet. Okay, well, yes, my brain's always clicking over, Sharon. Okay, so let's go in all the way here. So here's my leaf here, and we're going to do a fishbone stitch. And oh, there's my missing centre. Okay. Oh no, it wasn't that one. Okay. So fishbone stitch is what I've used on these leaves here as well. Okay, so it makes a center spine, but you can't see a stitch in the center spine there. It's just where they come over and cross in the middle. So you can use it for very heavy embroidery, or just a little tiny leaf like we're going to do now. So you start at your tip, and then you need to work out what you want your angle of your little side spokes to be, and you want to try and keep it the same angle all the way down. So I'm going to start fair way down so I can have a reasonable angle. And I didn't strip my threads, notice. So I've talked to you before about stripping threads, and I just didn't do that. So I should, but I didn't. What did Amelia say? Spots or most of them. Yes. Okay. And then I'm going to come up just below that on the edge of my leaf. And then I take the needle in just to the right of the line. Okay. So it's just going to cross over the bottom of my stitch before. Then I go equal to that one at the top, so underneath my point. And then I take it just to the left of the line. So it's just crossing over, just slightly, that center spine. So back up there, and to the right of the line. So it's got a little bit of a crossover down the center and just to the left of the line. And then I just keep working down, trying to keep the angle of these stitches even all the way down. So if I need to come down a little bit lower to keep my angle the same, I do that. And notice I'm actually doing this more like a stab stitch, one stitch at a time. I could try and scoop it up, and I can. I probably would if I wasn't doing it on the camera. But you just have to make sure that you're keeping that angle the same and you're getting it exactly where you want it. Now my angle of my stitch is starting to get a bit shorter, so I'm going to go down a bit lower just to keep my angle the same. If that makes sense to you, what I mean by the angle. So I mean like the angle of these stitches all the way along. If I do it in, so I want to keep them all sort of parallel like that. Oops. Rather than going like long and then getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter like that. Okay, you want to keep them all parallel, but obviously, let's see if I do another leaf like that. So I'm going to get shorter on the inside, but I'm going to keep going parallel down like that. Does that make sense? Okay, let's go back to here, crossing over. Okay, my threads are starting to get a bit loopy. I'm just going to untwist them and make sure they're all even. Otherwise, you're not going to get a nice stitch if it's all bobbly with little loose threads. Okay, cross over. I'm getting the round bulbous sort of bottom of my leaf because I drew it first, by just coming up on the outside of my line. So you can change the shape of it completely, whatever shape you like. You remember those gum leaves are a totally different shape. Now I've got to the bottom here, but I've still got some sides to put in. So you're just going to carefully tuck the last stitches all into that same hole until you just finish the bottom edge. I'm just going to tuck one more in there. There you go. And look how good that looks. So you've got your spine down the middle, and then it's all nicely, neatly stacked. So you've got that really nice, you can see how the light's hitting that side, and I've got shadow on that side where it's going the opposite direction. It gives a really nice finished, solid filled leaf. Okay, so that's the Fishbone, Donna. Does that make sense? Any questions? It's my working needle at the moment, so I'm going to take that. All right, so that's it for tonight. Did I miss any questions there? Yes, Leanne, you can watch the rest on catch up. Yes, I did notice. What did I miss on this? You did notice. I'm not sure what that. Did I ask you something? Spots. Okay. Anyway, yeah, just a different way of doing leaves, Sharon. It is certainly a different way, but particularly in that, in my fully stitched series, where did I put that? Where we did use 6 strands for these projects. Oh, you can't see it. I'm showing you something you can't even see. So it is all done with stitch strands because it's fully stitched out, fully embroidered. So when you're getting chunky, modern sort of chunky embroidery like that, then it's nice to use a few different stitches just to get the different looks. So yeah, that one. Of course, if you don't like that, then there's always, yes, the 6 strands, full 6 strands. There's always the colour K version where you just do a simple black back stitch and colour the rest in. The cheats way? Well, no, maybe not cheats way, just a different way. Another way for a change. Okay, so yep, everyone's good. No questions there, it doesn't look like. So anyway, that's it from me tonight. I need to go and pack a few more things to go away in the morning. And I will post some pics if there's anything worthy of posting while I'm away. Hopefully we've got a really nice B&B. Hopefully it's as nice as it looks online. And we'll have a few days of R&R. And then it's back into it for so many things coming up. Trade show, Adelaide, Christmas stitch along. You can still sign up for that. You've got to the 15th to sign up to that. And, oh, yep, the jar. And and the happy boxes have to be ready to go out. So, yes, big month ahead. Okay, be kind to Joe and the girls. Be kind because, yeah, big month ahead. All right, okay, draw the jar. Okay, let's draw the jar. Ellie, are you still here, Ellie? Ellie, are you still here? I'll give you a little minute because I know it's a bit delayed. Just wait for Ellie. The message is in, yeah, it's in both groups, 24 and 25 now. Nicole, I put it in the other one today. So yes, it is in there. Yes, Ellie is still here. Okay, so same deal. If there's anything you want ordered, we'll send you something with it. If not, just let Joe know and we will send you a digital prize, or possibly I could bring it to Adelaide. I think you'll come into Adelaide, Ellie, in a few weeks' time. That is a possibility. All right. Night, everyone. Have a good weekend. Fiona and Mandy and Debbie and whoever else is going to your little weekend in Bendigo. And the rest of you, I will see you back here next week. As soon as I can, I will show you a sneak peek of what's been happening behind the scenes. Yeah, and I think that is it. All right. Night for now. Dead on an hour. We've done well. See you all next week.